It may be winter, but it's sun's out, guns out, with plenty of CSGO and Rainbow Six. You're watching the Podium. G'day gamers and welcome to the Podium, where we take a look at the biggest hits, epic takedowns and classic comebacks from across the world of esports. Someone who wasn't taken down in an epic takedown and is off his deathbed is Mr. Job Gilroy.
It's true, and someone who doesn't have any props with him, unlike me, is Mr. Bo Uche. Yeah, I got props.
Yeah, mad props, some might say, for Esports Journalist of the Year. Thanks for rubbing that in.
Yeah, no worries. Where's your award?
My Year 3 participation award in the spelling bee didn't make it in time for today's show.
How do you only get participation in a spelling bee?
Let's just say I wasn't a good speller. If that wasn't evident from the previous 12 episodes of the show. But moving on from spelling and awards to epic showdowns.
Showdowns, yep.
Yeah, we're heading...
Classic comebacks.
And, well, some pretty epic takedowns in this as well, because we're going to take a look at some CSGO.
Yeah, so we're going to have a look at the CyberGamer Pro League finals that were on this weekend in Adelaide. And we're going to have a look at AVANT versus Sif Gaming. And DANZ manages to get 4 kills out of nothing. Let's jump straight to it.
Only 2 members left alive, and they do have rounds to play with. That's why they're not forcing into this round. They are just wanting to have a massive buy come through. And if they're trading backwards in rounds 1-1 at the moment, AVANT will eventually come out on top.
Look at this from DANZ, though. This positioning is fantastic. He's just waiting for the push. He's ready for it. He's even going to push into market as well. Surely we're going to see the knife. Yes, we will. There we go. DANZ will pick that one up. Is he ready? Yes, he is. He's taken full control of this B site. Will he be able to find another as Hazard is tagged away? But DANZ, you absolute monster, moving into market. What a fantastic round from the fella so far. And this could be a 14th round in a round that you do not want to see lost. And DANZ will find it. What a round from DANZ.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, that one's crazy. One of the good things, the things I like about it the most is that basically they shouldn't have won that round at all. And yeah, DANZ's effort there managed to give them enough momentum to finish off Sif. Unfortunately, they would fall in a straight set to Legacy in their next game, and Legacy fell in a straight set to the Chiefs, who won the overall tournament. It was one of those, and such begets such and such, and Legacy
Abraham beget Joseph. Yes.
Yeah, it was one of those, but it was a great tournament, and it was actually full of some really, really good highlights. I had to pick a one, and that one was clearly the best.
It's a hell of a one to pick.
Yeah.
So facing up to the fact I don't have an award, we're heading to the Face It minor. I know. Well, you sprung it on me, and now, but yeah. So a contest that we were talking about last week with one of the teams we were talking about as well, Tainted Minds.
Yes.
Over in London.
Yeah. So Tainted Minds were in London for the Face It Asia minor major qualifier. They're too long. Anyway, so they were over there taking on the best of Asia. There was another Aussie team involved, the Renegades. I feel like they don't get enough love from back home here. It's only when they come to Sydney that a lot of people pay attention to them. But they are a bunch of Aussies kicking ass overseas, and they're doing good work. They actually managed to take out the Asia minor major qualifier, and yeah, we're going to have a look at them facing off against Tyloo right now. Let's just jump in. It's JKS.
The Renegades players aren't really in position. Look at the minimap. They're all at the short side of A, so they're going to have an incredibly long rotation. As the push comes in, JKS is going to struggle to hold here.
Fully blinded, JKS holds stead. First kill, second kill, and he's doing an excellent job at holding. Brings them down and allows his teammates to get in. There's the bomb dropped in JKS. What a hold. 4 kills, and Tyloo have just been ripped apart by one man on the B bomb site.
Yeah, it was like lambs to the slaughter there. He just lined them up and took them down.
It shouldn't have happened either. Yeah. I mean, they were in such a rough spot. The Renegades were cooked, and somehow they managed to walk away alive. They actually wound up losing that map, but they did manage to win the entire series. They got first, Tyloo came second, and Tainted Minds got third. It was full of really good matches, but a lot of best of ones. I'm not a fan of the concepts at all, especially if you've travelled all the way from Asia / Australia / in the Renegades case, America. to London. It's a bit rough.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. But overall, you're happy with how the Aussie teams performed?
Oh, absolutely. And I hope they're happy with how they performed as well. Renegades will go on to the major, having, performed well in the Asia Minor major qualifier.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're competing for a $1 million prize pool, which is pretty cool. And
definitely worth showing up for.
Yeah.
Did that catch you by surprise, the Renegades getting through like that?
Not at all. It caught me by surprise how well Tyloo came out against them. But Tyloo have been a bit streaky, I think, and I was mostly disappointed that Tainted Minds didn't manage to get up, but it would have been, with the form that Tyloo had in that series, it would have been tough for them to get there. So.
Yeah, it's still a good result for Tainted Minds, nonetheless.
Tainted Minds, they made it into the money, and that's something.
Something to build on.
Yeah.
So staying locked and loaded, but heading over to some Rainbow Six action at the APAC Pro League.
Yeah, so the APAC Pro League continues, and there's some awesome teams, awesome Aussie Rainbow Six teams duking it out, and one of them is Fnatic, formerly Mind Freak, now Fnatic. They are, a fantastic team, and they've done well overseas previously. They're gearing up for the international major coming up in Paris, and this week they were taking on Sif Gaming, who have taken them down before.
Right.
So it was a bit of a rubber match for Fnatic to get the win. So we're going to have a look at, I believe it is Magnet getting 4 kills, which is not common in Rainbow Six.
There's Magnet, he's just going to run past as he sees the fragment grenades coming up the yellow stairs, and Joey's not going to hit those shots, and Magnet's going to find God Legion, switches to the shotgun. Good night, Buck. He's gone down as it's a 5-on-3. That's all the pressure from below, completely denied. So now it's SYF, we're going to have to repel right into the waiting arms of Fnatic.
Magnet still holding on to these yellow stairs, and well, Red are looking to potentially push in through below. Joey G now coming in as well. Once again, like I said, bringing that Mark 17 as Joey does love to do. He's going to be contesting with Magnet and the shotgun. There's not more than enough to deal with Joey with this Mark 17. Magnet really getting aggressive now. He wants all of these kills. He's at a 3K so fast, but Lusty takes that one. Magnet, 4 kills with smoke.
Yeah, and there you go. So you, I was quite a fan of Rainbow Six Siege, in a non-competitive sense, and it's quite an interesting kind of competitive game. You said we were talking off air about it. How does it stack up? Because it looks like it's growing in popularity. Like it looks like like the competition that we're seeing in APAC at the moment is testament to that. How do you think it kind of ranks in terms of competitive shooters? Because it's quite a saturated category.
I think it's a very interesting one because there is a high amount of lethality there, which rewards those skill shots a lot, and at the same time the information game is critical to how you play it, and so in some ways I think it's too complicated for the average viewer. As massive fan. I've got hundreds of hours in the game. It's very easy for me to watch and understand.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it can be without really good commentary and spectators. It can be really hard to pick up on what's going on, and it really comes down to their ability to showcase that. And I think it has all the potential in the world. I think it is a brilliant game, and it has such a high ceiling for competitive potential. It really does come down to viewability, I think. And it can be difficult sometimes.
Because it adds that extra element as well, like you were saying before. It's like the lethality of it, right? Like it's like, it puts you on edge. And that's what I loved about it, in a non-competitive sense, because I'm not very good at shooters.
That same high amount of tension, that you feel can be wasted a little bit if the spectator isn't watching the right person at the right time. And I think that's the only real challenge that it faces. And they do some really good stuff with the top-down camera and stuff like that. But I think it's a constant uphill battle for them, and it's one that I think they'll solve. But maybe sometimes everyone has an off day, right? Yeah, sure. But overall, you've been happy with the APAC competition? Yeah, totally. I think it's awesome seeing teams compete against Fnatic, and I think it's a really good state for the APAC scene to be in. Fnatic, despite ostensibly being the best team in the region, aren't actually ranked number 1. They lost a round, and they've tied 2 rounds. And so Atletico are actually above them at the moment.
Yeah, right.
Which, when they face off, is going to be one hell of a matchup, I think.
Yeah, and you'll see it all here on the podium.
It's true.
And of course, it's not all about guns and glory. The OPL is also in action at the moment, and a bit of a surprise this weekend with the Direwolves Rampage being blown up by the Bombers.
That's good. Yeah, it was a shocker. I mean, it was a shocker for a bunch of reasons, but it comes back to that mantra we've been saying since the OPL returns. Anyone can get it right.
Yeah.
It is such a competitive scene this season, and I think it's so good for the OPL. In this case, the Bombers took a game off the Direwolves, and watching them play, I think you could have expected it. Seeing the scoreline, I think you might have expected it.
Yeah.
But watching Direwolves stay in at all costs, I think speaks to their champion mentality.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at how it all went down, though. It came off a Hail Mary Roshan attempt that didn't go well for the Direwolves.
Over the wall they go again. They've actually started up Baron, and they know, and they've chunked out Cupcake one more time. He's already had to burn the ultimate. Rosie will fall asleep, will get ripped back, but now dashes out. It's on 4,000 health already. There is going to be a smite available, so the fight should happen. Do they go for it? Shockwave will be used. That will be, however, Shermfire picking it up. The fear is there, and he doesn't get the ultimate off. Now Seb will fall down, however. Cupcake into the back line. CC's up loose, sleeping, and Seb trying to get everything done. Reset not there, but they grab 2 members. BioPanther also going to fall down over the wall.
Yeah, so there you go. And the Bombers, last season, bottom of the table, now taken to the champs.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, right? That's so good for the competition, and I think it's just going to get better from there. I think the experience that they would have gotten out of that game, the confidence that they would have got, they will now know that they can, kill the Kings.
Yeah, absolutely. If it bleeds, you can kill it.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Another great week of action from across the world of esports. Lots of shooters, a bit of OPL, but that's not the end of all the excitement. There's more to come.
There's always more to come.
There's always more.
This week, I'm especially excited for the PGI, the PUBG Global Invitational.
Yes.
Kicking off in Germany, I don't know, tomorrow, I think. And it's going to be, Aussie team, the Chiefs are repping Australia. They're going to take on the best in the world. I'm very excited to see how they go. They went out of Australia. They left Australia looking unbelievably strong. And I think we've got some great teams in this region.
Yeah.
And for them to perform the way they did against those teams, I think I don't know. I think people are writing them off unfairly because I think we might perform well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, that's exciting, and it's good that they've kind of got that momentum trending in the right direction as they head into something as significant as this. So so make sure you check it out. Find a stream if you can stay up and do that. But if you can't, of course, you can always tune in and we'll fill you in on all the gory details. Same place next week. See you then.